what are some of the steps? Just, I know we're going to get into it a little bit, but just some of the steps that women can take to preserve or improve their bone health. So many women, I'm thinking of many of us sort of late in perimenopause or just in menopause, and all of a sudden the back is hurting. Maybe we've had this arthralgia for a while, which I'd like to talk about some more. But before we sort of get to that, what are some of the things women can do
to preserve our bone?
Mm-hmm.
Well, first, let's answer the question, why do we want to preserve our bones? Why is that important? Here's why it's important. Well, you may not know it. Maybe this is the first time you're ever going to hear this. Bone is not just structural. Bone is an endocrine organ secreting amazing proteins that go to all different parts of our body and tell it what to do. There is a cytokine released by the osteoblasts, the building part of bone, called osteocalcin. One of the things it does is goes to your brain and helps your brain produce neurotrophs to build better brain. Part of it goes to the pancreas and muscle to help regulate glucose metabolism. If you're a man or care about a man, it also goes to the testicles and makes testosterone. So bone is an amazing endocrine organ. Start talking about that with your friends because you probably never
I had no idea.
I know. But bone is also structural. There's a lot of emphasis right now on building muscle, and thank God that's the truth. But the fact of the matter is, without bones, muscle is just a quivering mass of tissue sitting there. With bones, you can move, you can run, you can function. So bones are structural. Bones are also the body's storehouse of minerals for every chemical reaction you need in the body. Your body needs calcium for all of its electrical reactions, its metabolism. So it is no wonder that the body is amazingly created to have bone from the top of our heads to the bottom of our pinky toe. And so there's a source everywhere of these amazing things. So what I've just done for you is give you the first step to take care of your bones, which is knowing about your bones. Stop ignoring your bones. In fact, let's do this. We've got these people listening for a little bit amount of time. I want you to notice your bones. Most of the time, all we notice is our beautiful cheekbones. Oh, look at our beautiful cheekbones. Listen, your chin's a bone, cool chin, right? But look at your collarbone. Your
Yeah,
collarbone is what gives you your statuesque, upright posture. Without collarbones, you'd be like this,
right.
all folded in half. Collarbones. Look at your wrist. Look at, oh, our delicate wrists. That sticky outy thing is a bone. This is a bone. I mean, we just, it seems silly, but we never take the time to notice the beautiful structure that our bones give us so that we appreciate them more.
Mm.
So learn about them, notice them. How do we preserve them? Well, there are lots of ways, and I'm going to tell you now, but the number one way that you can preserve your bone elasticity, which is a key component in not breaking, when a woman falls and breaks her hip, which 70% of hip fractures are in women, 50% of the time you will not return to pre-fall function, and between 22 and 30% of the time you will die in the first year. So we don't want to break at any circumstance. Plus, it's painful. So we're going to learn about it. We're going to notice them. We are going to make our estrogen replacement decision. I believe that every woman is a sentient being with the ability to exercise her agency and make choices. Taking on estrogen as a way to save your bones and save your life in midlife is a choice. But I want you to make that decision based on science and not from fear, right? So that's the first choice you need to make. Replacing your estrogen has been found to prevent loss of bone density up to 50% and to prevent fractures 50 to 60%. It's a big deal,
Yeah.
right? And as the world outside this webinar is debating the relative merits of estrogen for the brain and the heart, and should you this and should you that, there is no doubt,
Right.
there is no debate. Estrogen, estradiol is FDA approved for the prevention of bone loss in midlife women. Done, right? So if I can save 50% of the female population of the world from a fracture by encouraging you to make your estrogen decision, that's the soapbox I'm going to stand on.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. What can you do from a lifestyle perspective? Number one, I want you, I've done a study that shows this. People ask me, what's the best exercise for building bone? Sorry, ladies, it's bashing your bone. It's jumping. We need to start a jumping practice, 10 minutes, 3 times a week, or 20 jumps a day. We need to turn the mechanical force of bashing your bones by running up the stairs, playing hopscotch, jump roping, doing jumping jacks. We need to turn the mechanical energy into biochemical energy that will build bone, because our bones respond to the strategic stress we put on them, right?
Yes.
So bash your bones. Now, if you have so much pain you can't do that, NASA, bless their hearts, we can trust NASA, right? NASA builds bones in their astronauts by having them jump on a trampoline when they first return from space. So you could always use a rebounder, which is a mini tramp. The next thing we must do for almost every reason under the sun is we must build muscle mass, right? Muscle, by being attached to bone, pulls the bone and provides a biomechanical stimulus to build more bone. So we need as much muscle as we possibly can for a variety of reasons, but also to build better bone. And finally, we must feed our bone. We need a high protein diet. 50% of bone is protein. High protein diet. We need enough vitamin D with K2 for absorption. We need 500 milligrams of magnesium a day. And if you want to get fancy, you could look up the role of strontium, of boron, or eating 6 prunes a day, as my 84-year-old mother likes to do. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Wright. That's incredible.